My bitch got a body like Alba. What up, dog? I'm the alpha. So you better watch out, bro. And that goes for anyone around us.
Hey everybody, this is Matt Ray with State Raised. I hope everybody's doing better than I am, because literally I got cabin fever like you wouldn't believe. I haven't been out in 3 weeks. The topic of this show is the differences between one prison and another prison in a different state. I watched this show with this kid. He's from Florida. He's a white blood. And just there's so many differences between the way he acts as a prisoner as to how somebody over here would act. What I mean by that is, alright, don't get me wrong, because I really do like his show. But the thing is, all they do over there is cut each other in the face, like nothing. It could be for the simplest infraction. Oh, you call my mother a bitch? They're cutting your face. You stole a suit? They're cutting your face. Street beef? They're cutting your face. His background art has a picture of him in a painting behind him with a cut from here to here down his face. And that's his background art. Now, these Floridians, they take that as stripes. Oh, you got cut. You must be a warrior. You put work in, you know? Can't fault them. That's just the way they are over there. That's just how they came up. But over here, it's not as watered down. The $1.50 means something, you know, and it means something to the people. All right, there's unwritten rules about going to prison. One of the main rules is you never call a person a rat without paperwork, because that can get you jammed up. It'll get you hurt, unless one, you have paperwork, or two, you're in this case a direct result from the person you're calling a rat. Now, over here, if you see somebody with a cut from the ear to the mouth, right? That's our $1.50. And you don't just get those from stealing a soup or calling my mother a bitch. You get the cut from here to here from either being a rat, a known rat, paperwork was produced, or a rapist. Those are the only two ways you're getting a $1.50 from the ear to the mouth. Either a rat, pedophile, or a rapist. Now, these Floridians come over here, God forbid they come into the prison and they got all these scars across their faces, thinking, oh, you know, I'm a warrior, I'm a beast, blah, 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 I got war wounds to prove it. No. Over here, if somebody sees that cut from here to here, right off the door, they're thinking this kid's either a fucking rat or a rapist. Because like I said, it's not watered down. That means something, and today it still means something. I just came home from doing a year on Rikers Island, and same thing. You know, what's that $1.50 about? Oh, he's a rat. He ratted on somebody. Paperwork was produced. You know, he's a rapist. He's a child molester. Those are the only people with the $1.50. Like I said, I can't fault the Floridians, because that's just how they were brought up. That's what they do, you know. But it's crazy. I mean, because so many people over there have been splacked, faces destroyed, and probably over bullshit, over minute things like you cheated in cards. Because I listen to his show, I like his show, but every show somebody's getting cut and cut and cut and cut. It's just, it's ridiculous, you know. I'm glad I'm not over there. And then they have this thing called TOH, right? See, this is why I would do them. These are youth offenders, so I gotta cut them a little bit of slack. But it's crazy. It's called, as soon as you come in, it doesn't matter if you're banging. Let's say you're this, you come into there and all your brothers are there. Now, it doesn't matter. You're getting a TOH, and this is a test of heart. They're coming up, hitting you, jumping you. You're either gonna fucking fold and give them some of your commissary or money, or you're gonna go through it, get the respect. Now, again, over here, that's different. Because once you became part of the gang, that was your test of heart. Because you stood up and you fought 3 people, 32 seconds, whatever. That was your test of heart. Not coming in every time I get locked up and then I have to fight 30 people, you know, It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. And some of them are your brothers stomping you over this TOH. What kind of brothers are that? You know? Didn't you already go through something to become part of this gang? You know? So like that's another thing that just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. This shit is crazy. And like I said, I just did a year on Rikers Island for a sale to an undercover cop. That's neither here nor there. But the reason I brought that up is because my time on Rikers Island, like, again, the Floridians have all the shanks made from fucking this and that. And they do the same thing over here. But the new thing in Rikers Island is the actual inmates have scalpels. And it's called like a letter number, like say 4H is this size, 5H is this size, and so on and so on. Now, you cannot get a scalpel or anything metal through a visit. It's just not happening. Not in Rikers Island. Come to find out, the COs are charging $500. Somebody in your family goes to these COs, gives him $500, he gets a scalpel in, you know, and that's how the scalpels got into Rikers Island. And that's just fucked up, you know. That blows me away. I mean, you couldn't even just bring, like, I can understand maybe a razor blade, but a scalpel, you know, the sharpest thing on the planet, it's cutting you in half. Unbelievable. Now, with dirty cops or good cops, I shouldn't say dirty, just corrupt cops, but one time I finished my time in Newark in the Green Monster. That's what they call it. It's a huge green building. They call it the Incredible Hulk, Green Monster. You don't want to go there. That shit is nuts. Them dogs are rabid in there. But all right, so I finished my time in Essex County, and I still had a hold on me in Jersey City. So I thought I was going home. My time's up. I get downstairs, and then sure enough, 2 Jersey City police officers picking me up to bring me over to Hudson County to answer this other charge that I had pending. And now, when I get into the cop car, there's a kid in there handcuffed in the back seat with me. Small little Mexican, short. Didn't speak English, you know. They didn't talk to him, but they brought us to Duncan Avenue he had to get processed in. So they took us out of the car and they brought us into the building on Duncan Avenue. And he's in front of me, so they're reading his charges off, and they're like, he's a level 5 child molester. He said it right in front of me. It's paperwork right in front of me. Level 5 child molester. I don't know if that's bad. It was no good or bad. That shit just fucked up. But I think 5 is like really bad, like, you know, having sex with babies. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. So I'm like, holy shit. I'm in the back seat with this kid. And like I said, I'm neutral, so I'm not rolling with that either, you know. If I find out you're molesting children, I'm gonna try to do something too. So they put me in a bullpen in the back of the building, in a little cell, 1-man cell, and then right next to me they put the Mexican kid there. Now, the kid cannot speak a word of English, right? So when the cop puts him in, he doesn't take his cuffs off of him. Puts me in my cuffs off. He's like, listen, this is what the cop says to me. He says, I'm leaving the cuffs on him, right? And he said, you see there's a camera right there? And it's a camera pointed at the 2 cells. He stood up and he turned the camera this way. He said, listen, this kid is a level 5 child molester. There's no maybe he is, maybe he isn't. This is a fact. Here's his paperwork. He got caught red-handed, you know, raping a kid. He's like, listen, I just turned the camera. I left him cuffed. I'm gonna leave your cell open, I'm gonna leave his cell. So just when I walk out of here, come out your cell and go into his cell and do whatever you want to him. So I'm like, all right. I saw the paperwork, right in front of me, black and white, it's him. And then when we were in there, before the cop left, I said, yo, you're a child molester? And he's like, nah, he couldn't speak that much English. He said, baby. So I'm like, all right, yeah, no problem. I told the cop, no problem. So when you leave, just, you know, he's leaving my cell open and his cell open. This kid's cuffed in his cell. So then he pops his cell, pops my cell, and then the cop pauses for a minute. He's like, wait a minute. I can't have this done here. I can't do it. But now you know, you've seen his paperwork, so when you get to the county jail, let everybody know what this kid's about, what he's doing. I guess he thought about it, and, you know, common sense prevailed. There's probably other cameras, and that would have been straight, you know. Leaving the cell open, the kid cuffed. There's no talking your way out of that. He would have been fired. I understand that, so fine. So I'm like, all right. Now, I'm thinking to myself, and on the car ride over to Hudson County with this kid, I'm thinking, now, I've seen the paperwork. They showed me. They told me what he is, right? But I don't want to go in the jail and say, listen, this kid's a child molester without paperwork, because I've seen that backfire plenty of times. Not with the child molesting, but with the rat thing. Somebody says this kid was a rat. He ratted me out. They didn't have paperwork. It came out to be where they beat this poor kid for nothing. It was a lie. So then that kid got, 10 times worse. So now, I know he is. Like I said, I saw the paperwork. I know what he's doing. I know what he is about. He's a level 5 child molester, right? So, get into Hudson County. They book us in, get us our greens, and they put me in hold in H100. But the thing was, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? So they locked me and him in a cell. So it's just me and him in the cell, and didn't do nothing. And I said, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till we get to D100, right? Because it's H100's first holding, then D100's second holding. D100's bigger, and then there'll be people that I know, because I didn't know anybody right there. When they came out for breakfast at 4 in the morning, I didn't see anybody I recognized. So I just didn't want to start fucking teeing off on this kid, plus the bubbles right there. So I said, just let me, let me wait a minute. Let me, plan this a little bit better. So then when we got into D100, right? I find the cell, it's me and then my friend Mike. Me and Mike are in there. This kid, the Mexican, I guess because I've been with him the whole fucking ride, he just walks into the cell and puts the shit down. Normally I'd have been like, yo, no, you can't stay in here, you gotta go. So I'm like, no, come on, put your stuff in here, Come move in, you're good. So I walk out of the tier. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, what I'm gonna do. Again, because I'm nervous, because I don't have the paperwork, So I saw a friend of mine, he was a Latin King, and he was up there, second crown or whatever. I don't know exactly what he was. And I said, yeah, let me talk to you for a minute. And I said, I don't know how do I go about this? I said, the kid that's in my room, we came through together from Duncan Avenue and then into reception. And I said, the police showed me his paperwork. And he's a level 5 child molester. I saw the paperwork with my own eyes. The cops showed me his paperwork, and but I don't want to, say it without paperwork. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, he doesn't speak English, so it's not like I can interrogate him. So he's like, hold on. So he grabs 3 of his boys and they go into my cell, right? And now I'm like, fuck. I'm like, you want me to go in there? Like, no, you stay out here. So I'm like, bro, if this kid just tells them that I'm lying, you know what I mean? Like, this kid's gonna say fucking, he's crazy. I didn't rob no, I'm not a child molester. So now I'm starting to get nervous. Like, yo, this could turn around and fuck me up. So then the door pops open and they call me in. Matt, come here. So I go into the cell and he's and the Latin King that I know, he's like, tell, say what you heard. And I told him the story. Me and him came through together. The cop, we went right in front of the CJP, the court camera and everything. Cop showed me his paperwork. I don't know what it means, but he's a level 5 child molester, right? And I'm like, what's he saying? Is he denying it? And they're like, no, he admitted it. So I'm like, thank God. I'm like, he admitted it? That takes balls. He said, yeah, but he said that she was 16 and he was 18. And I'm like, no, that's not what the paperwork was. The person that he got was a toddler. I saw a toddler on the paperwork. And they're like, no, we believed you 100%. We know he's lying. And they're like, all right, Matt, we just wanted you to go out of the cell. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to be a part of that, So I went out, started playing spades on the card table. Like 3 minutes later, he comes staggering out of the cell, bloodied up, banging on the window. So, yo, you got to take me out of here. I got to go into protective custody. He said in Spanish, the Spanish guard, and they took him out. But again, like I said, that's the whole reasoning why it's not good to call people a rat without paperwork. It worked out in that instance, because the kid admitted it. But like I said, it could have backfired. He could have said, yo, this kid's lying or something, for any reason. He was Spanish and he could have told them, and who knows, they could have got me. Because you can get fucked up just for calling somebody a rat without paperwork. Like, you're supposed to get beat down if you say, yo, this kid's a rat and you don't have paperwork. They're coming to you, you know? So that's why I was in a sticky situation. I didn't want to say nothing, but I saw the paperwork, you know what I mean? I know it wasn't a lie. And, you know, he got what was coming to him. The SEALs, they packed him up. He went into PC. Didn't see him again. I don't even know what happened to him, but I'm sure he got a shitload of time. 3 months, you know? It's like, you kill somebody, you get 10 years, you rape a baby, and it's like 2-3 months. I don't understand that. But, yeah, it's insane shit, bro. Let me go back to Rikers Island now. My first time in Rikers Island. First time I ever got locked up and sent to Rikers Island, I was nervous because, you know, you always heard Rikers Island was supposed to be crazy, you know, and I'm from Jersey City, and, you know, I was scared. From all the stories I heard, I'm like, you know, what's this gonna be like? You know, I was nervous going in. So I went, as soon as I got there, they put me in C95, and you stay there until you get sentenced. And then they ship you to C76. So I went to C74, I'll explain that later. So C95, it's dorm style, and it was great. It was nice. The food was pretty good. You know, I was never hungry. But then there was this job called SPA, right? And everybody's telling me, sign up for the church, go to church and tell me you want to take the SPA test. It's like 3 questions. You don't need to read anything. Just go there. It's common sense. So I went to church because it paid 30, I think it paid 15 or 24 a week, which is a lot. Canteen over there in Rikers Island. The commissary is cheaper. So I go to the church, I take the test. Stupid questions like, if you've seen somebody hurt themselves, would you want to get help? You know, something stupid. Common sense. So I passed it. And SPA stands for Suicide Prevention Aid, right? So my job was, they put me on a psych tier, right? It's everybody got 1-man cells, right? And everybody's crazy on this tier. See, that's the thing. The majority of them weren't crazy. The majority were just doing it to get out of hot places, like, I don't know, people had all different reasons. Heat sensitive, fucking beef, whatever. They were doing it to fight their case. There was some insane people there, right? But like I said, my job was suicide prevention aid. Now, I'm on the tier while they're all locked in for the majority of the time, right? That's just how my shift was. So every 15 minutes, I gotta walk around and look in everybody's cell and make sure nobody's hanging themselves or trying to commit suicide. That's my job. That's it. If I see somebody trying to hurt themselves, I gotta go to the bubble and say, officer, this dude's hanging himself, right? And then the COs come over and then they, you know, they do, cut him down or whatever. Now, if the SPA actually saw somebody hanging themselves, right, and he runs to the CO, and if the CO gets him in time, you get $100 in your commissary, right? So I'm talking to the inmates. I'm like, listen, I'm going to say that you were hanging yourself. I'm going to run to get the CO. Just pretend you were doing it, and then I'm going to put $50 in your commissary and $50 in my commissary. She's like, yeah, no problem. So I said, all right, go ahead, do it. So he ties the sheet around his neck, ties it around the vent, or however he did it. I'm like, CO, hurry up, bust the door. He's hanging himself. CO comes running, cuts him down. He was never in no threat of harm, no danger. And I got the $100, you know, and I gave the kid 50 and I kept 50. And then literally that week they stopped doing that because everybody was doing it. I thought I was the first one. I thought I was super genius, fucking super criminal. No, everybody was doing it, so they stopped it. If you see somebody hanging themselves, you tell them, you get a nice pat on the back. You get it out of boy. So anyway, I get there one day and they're all locked in their cells. This is count time. And I'm sitting at the table watching TV. They had VCRs that I put a movie in, I'm watching. And I hear, psst, Matt, psst. And I see my man at the cell, a kid I know I play cards with. Come here. I'm like, what? He's like, you see that chair over there? And I'm like, yeah. He said, can you move it 6 inches to the left? I'll give you 15 coffees. This is what he said to me. Move the chair 6 inches to the left. He'll give me 15 coffees. I'm a coffee addict in prison. So I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. So I walked over to this chair, right? And I moved it 6 inches. Walked back over them. He slid them under because they're little individual packs of coffee. Slid the 15 packs of coffee under the door. I didn't even think about it. A second thought, nothing. So I go back and sit down, watching TV, and then the COs that switched, the first shift left, the second shift came in. Now the second shift, this black female officer comes in, and she does her rounds, checks on him, and then she sits right down in this chair, which I just fucking moved 6 inches, and now it's directly in his line of sight. And all I do is I see him looking out the window. I'm like, oh my God, I moved this chair 6 inches so he could get a better shot at her. So he's jerking off. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? It's kind of funny, but it's kind of, creepy too. Now another kid up there, this kid was nuts. He was nuts. He banged on the door, bang, bang, bang. And since I'm the only with the cops in the bubble, I go over to see, what's the matter? He puts his hand up and he has shit in his hand, and he smears the shit over the door that goes like that. It's just the glass. He smeared the shit down and then licked up the window. He fucking licked his own shit, unless it was peanut butter, but I'm pretty sure it was shit. I had to tell the CO, this kid's eating shit in there. But yeah, it turned out it was shit. It wasn't peanut butter, so these people are nuts. So, let me see, another crazy time when I was SPA. Okay. A week or two later, I'm on the tier while everybody's locked in because it's count time, right? So, like I said, every 15 minutes I get up and do a circle and look in all the rooms. So now I'm watching TV. And, no, I'm not watching TV. I'm sitting at the table and I have a Stephen King book in my hand. It was The Bag of Bones. Great book. Yeah. Banging on the window. I go over, he's like, yo, that's Stephen King. I'm like, yeah, it's Bag of Bones. This big black dude. Well, big, he was fat, but he was big. He's like, look, I got all of these Stephen King books. That's the one that I don't have. And he had all the gunslingers. And I was missing 2 of the gunslingers. So I said, yeah, sure. As soon as I finish this, I'll give it to you. Give me the 2 gunslingers. Cool, so they pop the doors, everybody gets out now. I'm talking to him for like 2 hours about Stephen King books, and then the CO in the bubble shines his flashlight at me, ding ding, and I'm like, huh? He's like, come here. So I walk over, he's like, the CO, this is what he said to me. That guy you've been talking to for 2 hours, you know who that is? And I'm like, no. He's like, that's Little John. I'm like, who the fuck is Little John? That was that bouncer that grabbed the girl. Fucking, she was a lesbian. He thought she was lying. He fucking cut her head off, and then there was 2 more bodies in the van. That's what I was talking to. Yeah, didn't even know it. Talked to me like, he sounded extremely intelligent. He's definitely a reader. He has we're switching books. Just can't believe some of the shit that goes on in that place, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. So then, okay, I get sentenced to 10 months. So now I have to leave C95 and they bring me into C76. And then once you're in C76 in your sentence, you have to work. It doesn't matter, you have to. Now I don't want to work. I'm good, I have commissary. My lock is full, I don't need to go to work. But you have to. If you don't work, they threaten you with going to lockup. So I'm like, alright, I'm not working in the kitchen, you can forget about that. They're like, we're going to give you a parole trailer. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't, that's my job. I got to get up at 5 in the morning with 2 other inmates. We drive over to the parole trailers. We sweep the place up, get the bullpens ready, get their lunches ready. And then we cook, the food comes in the van, and then we heat it, and, we give the food out. And the thing is, the parole judge and all the attorneys and all of those people, they eat that food, the jail food that's heated up like with the pasta and meatballs. So we're preparing the judge's food, and all these scumbag COs, and they were the worst of people, these COs. They treated us like shit. And there was just one female CO, and I'm like, you cracking piece of shit, this, that. She was extremely racist. She was a horrible person. Let me just explain how horrible this lady is. There was this kid on my tier who could paint and draw beautifully. The white shirt came in, the captain said, will you paint that Dolly picture with the clocks melting off of the trees? And then, we'll take care of you. Gave him the paints, the oil paints, the brushes, everything. And this kid, like literally for 6 weeks, painted the Dolly picture, and it looked exactly like the real picture. That night, when he finally finished that night, she came in and said, oh, hell no, that's voodoo. That's no, I'm not having that. She got bleach and threw bleach all over the painting and it just took a sponge and wiped it out. Horrible person. Voodoo. So you went through high school to become a CO and you think that's voodoo? You know, like, holy shit. Is your grandfather fucking the warden here? How do you get the job? You're so... Well, anyway. So, now I'm in C-76 and my job's in the parole trailer. The only thing good about it is outside there's an ashtray and you can get the cigarettes. And I had the most cigarettes and it was dry over in C-76 in my dorm where I was at. It was dry. I'm the only one who had cigarettes, so I was living great just off the cigarettes, and I smoked. So, but the thing is, like, the ashtrays were huge, and they were just Newport 100s. So I was taking like 40, 50 cigarettes a day, sneaking them in, not boofing them, but just cheeking them, getting up there and then selling, you know, a Lucy. I was giving them basically for nothing, a soup. You know, that's how much I had. So now I realize, you know what, I don't want to be subjected through this. Through working at the parole trailer no more. It's so bad. And the thing is, I'm like, wait a minute. I prepare all of these people's food. Like that bitch, the one who scrubbed the wall, called my mother all sorts of hooker and everything, and all of these scumbag judges. And then there's their refrigerator where they put their home food in there. And after they berated me, called me every name in the book, and then you're gonna leave me in a room with the refrigerator with your food that you're gonna eat for lunch, and I'm not gonna do nothing. I did their food so dirty. I did everything in that refrigerator, everything, mayonnaise, ketchup, whatever it was. I mean, I did some fucking next level devious shit to their food. And I don't feel bad about it because these people treated me like subservient piece of... Felt like Cinderella and these were the stepsisters. That's how mean they were. Like, straight, stupid, mean people. Oh, we got a white boy in jail, blah, blah, blah. What happened? You fucked up on Wall Street. Just like, your mother's a hooker or crazy shit. So, I'm like, alright, whatever. You want me to go get your food from the refrigerator? Are you ready to eat lunch? I'm saying it to him like that. Like, and now the kid Africa, he's the head. He's been in the job longer than anybody. He's the one who actually prepares the food. He's going home the next day, right? So they're like, the COs came up to me. I forgot his name. His name was like Nostrum or something. Not Nostrum. Clark. Clark comes up to me. He's like, you got the second most time, and now Africa left. So now you got to prepare the food. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. You know, the food comes in those big metal containers, and then you got to do the Bunsen burn and shit. I'm like, and I said, listen, and I said, oh, you better learn. The female butts in while I'm talking to him, trying to explain to him, I never watched Africa do that. You know, he did. I don't know how to prepare that shit. He's leaving tomorrow, and then, well, you better fucking learn. And then I turned and I said, listen, you don't want me preparing this fucking food in here anyway. I mean, you're gonna talk to me like that, and then you want me to fucking take good care of your food and feed you? What'd you say, motherfucker? What'd you do to our food? I didn't do nothing. And then she's gonna berate me again and tell me I better learn how to prepare her food and call my mother a hooker, and I'm not gonna do shit to their food? Come on. Fuck them, they're cops. I don't care. You know what I mean? But as soon as I said that, she's like that, you know. That day I went home, I went back to my tier, 3 o'clock in the morning, hit Aaron and pack up. You're leaving C-76. She got me, she made sure that I never came back, and she knew that I was comfortable and where I was in C-76. So she got me sent to C-74. C-74, Adolescents at War. That's what it's called. C-74, Adolescents at War. These are all the young kids. Oh my God. They were insane. These kids were insane. Now, we just would cross them in the hall like we're pushing food or whatever, and there'd be a line of 50 of these fucking little youth house kids, juveniles, and like they'll jump you. It doesn't matter who you are. You walk down the hall, white, black, Spanish. If you get caught slipping, they're jumping you, like 30 of them, and you're getting the shit knocked out of you. I was actually in mess hall in C-74, and there was a CO that stood by the port, right? This black dude. I never saw arms this, like his arms were like that. I made Arnold Schwarzenegger look fucking small. Excuse my cursing. Made Arnold Schwarzenegger look small. he was that big. Like, he definitely was playing professional football. Or a gladiator, one of the two. Never saw anybody that big. I wouldn't test this dude, but nothing. Like, he looks like he could rip your arm off and beat you with it, for real. So I'm eating, and there's one of the dorms, the adolescent dorms, are sitting there eating too. And then you could see something's up. The whole vibe in the room changed as soon as this table came in. And like whispering. Yo, they went up to dump their trays, and they had to go past him and then dump the tray and put the tray in the slot. And when I'm telling you, that whole table, 30, 40 of them went, and they beat that man almost to death. That huge monster was basically crying for his mother. And they massacred him. They had no mercy for him. I don't know what he did to these little kids, but I mean, they were jumping off the tables, landing on his head. Bang! I mean, it was bad. They had to take that cop out on a stretcher. You know, I feel bad for him. But you know, what you reap, you will sow. You know, how's the saying go? You reap what you sow. You reaped it. These CEOs over in New York are wild. They're wild, bro. I mean, like, literally, my friend was paying $500, like maybe once or twice a month, $500 to get you a pack of Newport, and these scumbag cops wouldn't even get you the Newport 100s. They get you the Newport shorts. You know, $500. The scalpel, $500. A pack of Bugler, $500. A pack of Bugler, really, it's like $3.85. $500. Anything you wanted, you were getting in there. Dope, coke, and you know, just the SEALs are crazy over there. You know, I better not go back over there now. I hope none of them see this video. But yeah, that place, Rikers, is wild. It's wild. I remember this one time in Jersey City, Marion Projects. I got the project shut down. I mean, completely shut down. They wanted to kill me. Let me tell you how that happened. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking through Marion Projects. Now, I used to play ball there. I know everybody there, so I know the place like the back of my hand. And at this time, I have a lot of warrants for my arrest. I have warrants in Jersey City, Essex County, Bergen County, and I'm not trying to go back, you know? Even though it's all low court fines and everything, it's going to take me like a couple months just to deal with that and get back out on the street. And I don't want to waste the summer, so I'm walking through the projects, and then I hear the walkie-talkie and the keys, the telltale signs of the cop running up behind you. As I turn around, I saw the Spanish cop. Don't run, motherfucker, don't run. I take off. Now, like I said, I know these projects like the back of my hand, but in these projects, like they were probably built in the 60s, 50s, 60s. Now, instead of two poles with the rope going across for a clothesline, it was actually like a bar, like a monkey bar setting, and you put your clothes over there, but it hung low. So I knew to run, and I knew when to duck. So I'm running top speed, he's running behind me, and I duck. He doesn't duck. Boing! His walkie-talkie slides about 10 feet away. I turn around, he's on the ground, unconscious. Think about it, he ran top speed into a metal pole. So anyway, I pick up his walkie-talkie and then I run through the hole in the gate, which is in the back of the projects. There's this hole, you walk through and then you get out onto 440. And I broke out when across the street got away. What I didn't know what happened was after he woke up. Now see, I didn't know this. If a cop loses his walkie-talkie, he's a lot of trouble. He's losing all his vacation days. He could get suspended. So him and all his boys were going around the projects. Listen, you better have my walkie-talkie, put it in the dumpster by the number 2 building. If you don't put it in there, if I don't get my walkie-talkie back, you're never selling drugs out of this project again. You're not selling weed, you're not selling anything. We're going to be here 24/7 until I get that walkie-talkie back. So now, because I took the walkie-talkie, the projects got shut down. Everybody was mad. They didn't know who did it. They described the white kid, but you know, there's a million white kids going in and out of the projects. So they didn't know exactly who did it. 3 days go by, I come back and I have the walkie-talkie on me, walking through like, you know, and then a friend of mine, I don't want to say his name, I'll just call him John. Matt, you're the one you got that fucking walkie-talkie? give me that walkie-talkie. This place has been shut down for 3 days. Nobody could sell anything. People were gonna, there was rewards by the people in the projects to get that walkie-talkie back. I didn't know, and because I have a good rapport with them, I grew up with them. I gave the kid John the walkie-talkie, and he had the cop's business card dials that says I put the walkie-talkie in the dumpster by building 1, and that was that. But I did shut the projects down for 3 days, and they were upset about that. They were really upset about that. My bad. Now, I'm going to tell you about this other notorious cop. His name is Chris. He's a fat white dude. He has a black wife, and both of them live in Booker T projects. A white cop, narcotics squad, and his wife live in the projects. This dude is insane. He doesn't want to arrest you. He wants to beat you up. If he sees you walking on the sidewalk, he will pull his car up onto the sidewalk and try to run you over. Now, behind the new houses, which is in Jersey City off of Montgomery Avenue, there's a baseball diamond. And then next to the baseball diamond is a porta-john. So what happened was people who were buying drugs from the projects would go out the back way. They would go into the porta-john, and they would do their thing to get high. Chris was always keeping a watch out for that porta-john, and from his window, he would see people going into the porta-john. He would go over there, padlock them in, take their bike, take your bike to his house, put the bike away, come back with a baseball bat, unlock the door, and then beat you with the bat. He did that so many times. Now, me and him, he never liked me, I never liked him, because anytime he saw me, I knew to run, and I would always get away. And I guess he had it in for me. He wanted to catch me so bad, because I was real quick on my feet. And like I said, anytime he pulled up, I was gone. He was a fat white dude. I was out of there. Never in a million years would he be able to catch me. So I thought. It was about 10:30 at night, and I had just bought an eighth of weed, and I was in Montgomery Projects. And they said, go up to the building, go up to the 10th floor, switch over, and then come down and go out the other side, because it's hot out there right now. I'm like, you tell me that now? Like, you couldn't have told me this before I bought the shit? And they're like, well, Chris is driving around. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What am I gonna do? I can't keep this weed on me and try to walk out of the project. If Chris sees me, or, any other cop, I'm busted. They're gonna find it. So now I don't know what to do. I'm up on the 10th floor in the dirty hallway. There's a dirty hallway in Montgomery Projects and a clean hallway. These projects aren't there anymore. But, so I'm sitting in the hallway, and there's 2 doors to get into this horrible stairwell. Boom, door flies open, and I'm sitting on the stairs right there, and I have an eighth of weed in my pocket, right here, and it's Chris, the one that he wants to kill me, because I made him look like a fool a million times, just gone, never catch me. He beat me so bad with the walkie-talkie, hurt me so bad that this guy, Chris, he actually gave me my drugs back because he felt that bad for me. I had to go to the hospital, the medical center. Thank God it was right around the corner. He lumped me up, laughing the whole time, like, I got you now, you motherfucker, and with just full force with the walkie-talkie to the face. Yeah, he knew he couldn't even arrest me at that point, because then he would have to explain what happened to me, So I was not getting arrested. He gave me my drugs back and told me to get out of there. And I stopped going down Montgomery after that. Literally, I looked like the Elephant Man. I looked like a unicorn with the size of the lump coming out of the middle of my forehead. All right, this is my last story for today, with me dealing with these crazy cops. Now, to give you a little bit of perspective about this, I had just come home from the military, right? I did the 3 months, 2 months basic training, 1 month AIT combined. I'm home for 16 days, right? I could run 3 miles, no problem. Like, it's nothing. I could sprint half of that. And I was quick as hell before I went into the service. But going to the service and having to run every day, I'm a whole new animal now. Like, 3 miles is nothing. So I'm up on the hill in Jersey City. It's a bad neighborhood. And I pick up, my drug of choice, weed. And then I hear this car pull up, screeching tires. And I already know it was detectives. I look, and there's 2 fat white cops in the driver's seat and the passenger side. And I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no way they're catching me. So, but right there where they pulled up is the light rail with the light rails like an outdoor subway, but it rides on the tracks like I guess like a monorail or whatever, and you could jump down onto the tracks and then run into these fucking, sorry, excuse my language, into these swamps and then just get away. So like I said, I'm like, are you kidding me? I laughed. I did this. Yeah, right. Jumped down the track. But what I didn't see in the back seat of that car was this little Chinese dude. He was a cop. I didn't see him, so I jumped down onto the tracks. I'm running through the weeds and everything. And as I'm running, I hear he's right behind me and he's talking to me. So now I know if he's able to talk to me while we're running this fast, he's a runner. He's saying, when I catch you, I'm gonna kill you. I don't even want you to stop. I don't want you to surrender. I want to catch you, because when I catch you, I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said to me. And I turned around. He said, motherfucker, you ain't catching. Boof. I ran into a tree. I basically knocked myself out. So anyway, like he promised, there was a tree stump and a tree. The tree I ran into, and he's right behind me, that was it, I'm done. The tree stump, he was standing on the top of the tree stump and coming off and jumping onto the side of my head. Him, then his other partner came and they were beating me mercilessly. They were beating me so bad that another cop, Dominic, he was a good friend of mine. I know Dominic. He got killed on 4th of July. He got hit in the head with a pipe. He was a Jersey City cop. Thank God he was there. He pulled these cops off of me because that's how bad they were beating me. Now, I'm a bloody mess, right? I had blood coming out of my ear. And finally, when I went to the medical, my spleen was swollen. They broke my ear, which you can't see, but right here, my ear is broke. The cartilage snapped in half. My teeth came out through my top lip. My teeth came out through the bottom lip. And now, these are the Erie Street Boys. I'm gonna get into the Erie Street Boys later on, different shows. They turned out to be all corrupt cops, and now all of them. And I don't mean like one or two. I mean all of them. We're all in feds right now doing time. Thank God. So anyway, they bring me to the police station. I'm telling them, yo, I gotta go to the hospital. I'm telling the desk sergeant when I'm handcuffed into the bullpen. I'm like, look, I can't hear. My vision's blurry. I'm having chest pains. Fuck you. You shouldn't have ran. I'm like, holy shit. Now, all the officers on scene, the ones that arrested me, the Chinese one, the ones that beat the shit out of me, they went home. So they dropped me off at the precinct for the next shift to transport me to Hudson County. So all of the ones that beat me up, they left. It was a Friday. So they went home. Now I'm waiting for transport to come and take me to Hudson County. So I had a white t-shirt on, and it's just blood coming out of my ear, all down my neck and all down my shirt. My nose is swollen. Like I said, my lip is ripped open on the top and the bottom. I was destroyed. The transport cops bring me into Hudson County. As soon as I get in front of the desk sergeant, he's like, oh, hell no. We can't accept him like this. We're not taking him. You're not bringing him into this jail. Not like that. So I'm like, oh no. And they're like, all right, so the procedure is the arresting officers have to get, since they arrested me, they're the ones that now have to come back, pick me up, take me to the hospital. And then when I'm cleared to come back to jail, bring me to the county jail. These are the ones that beat me up, and they went home already, like 4 hours ago. They're home. This is their weekend. Nobody else can take me to the hospital. No other cop. That's just, I guess, that's not what protocol is. That's not how it's done. So I'm telling the sergeant, I'm like, yo, I don't want those cops to come up. They come from their house to pick me up and take me to the hospital. They're the ones who did this to me. I don't want, I'm not going with them. They're gonna kill me. Look what they did to me. And this is just from running. Nothing we could do about it. I can't accept you into this jail, not like that. You have to come back with okayed from the hospital. So my fucking shit. So, like I said, the desk sergeant at the county jail told the transport officers to call back to their desk sergeant and get those their arresting officers to come back and pick me and take me to the hospital. That's what happened. These guys were already home for 4 hours. God knows what they were doing with their families. All of them had to come back, all the arresting officers, pick me up from the county jail, put me in the car, take me to the hospital, and I thought I was gonna die because all of these people, like I said, were home enjoying their weekend, and now they have to come back and take me to the hospital. Normally I wouldn't care, like, fuck you did this to me, you're taking me to the hospital. But no, these guys were deviants. The way they beat me, I thought, and they're telling me again, now you're gonna be worse. Now, on the way back from the hospital, we're gonna pull over and we're gonna rough you up even worse. Thank God he was joking, but I didn't know that. I thought I was done. And sure enough, I had to wait for the hospital to clear me. Finally, they cleared me like 3 hours later. I was okay to go into the county jail. Then no seal, the same cops, the arresting officers, took me to the county jail, and then the desk sergeant said, okay, we can accept it. And I had the paperwork. And that was one of my first encounters with the Erie Street Boys, which I have plenty of stories I'm going to tell you later on. But for right now, that's what I'm going to leave you with. And I hope everybody's doing well with this coronavirus and everything. And I'm sorry if I'm stumbling with some of my words. Like I said, I just started doing this. I'm not reading off of anything. This is going right off the top of my head. But hopefully I'll get better as time goes by. And thank you for watching the show. This is State Raised with Matt Ray.